Hey, my name is Tamira Palmer,
Lakeisha Hill.
and we're going to be talking to you about the powers of the President of the United States, the press conference, the State of the Union of Address.
The total media access, head of party, and the symbolic powers of the Oval Office.
Hey, my name is Tamir, and I'm here to talk to you about the powers of the president. There are three categories for the presidential powers. The first one is the constitutional powers, powers especially granted by the Constitution. The second one is the delegated powers, powers granted by Congress to help the president fulfill his duties. The third one is the inherited powers, powers inherited in the presidential powers as chief of the executive branch. The president has the power to sign or veto legislation, commands the armed forces, asks for the written options of his cabinet, convene or adjourn Congress, grant reprise and pardon, and receive ambassadors. Now, Lakeisha, can you tell us something about the total media access?
Now I'll talk about the total media access. The president at any time can have total media access to the major network channels. He also can be in the press room and can or cannot answer questions people in the briefing room ask.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yesterday was a historic day. The comprehensive long-term deal that we achieved with our allies.
Now we're going to send it back to Tamira Palmer talking about the press conference. My little baby.
The press conference is an interview given to journalists by a prominent person in order to make an announcement or answer questions. Press conferences have people to give a press release that public relations professionals use press conferences to draw media attention to a potential story. Press conferences are typically used for a political campaign, emergencies, and promotional purposes, such as launch of a new product.
The head of party. The president helps members of his political party get elected or appointed to office. He must serve in a number of capacities to fulfill a number of duties. Chief of state, as a symbolic leader of the country. Chief executive executes the laws, appoints key federal officials, grants pardons, and reprieves. Commander-in-chief runs the armed forces. Chief diplomat negotiates with other countries. Chief legislators sign or vetoes legislation, introduces legislation, works with Congress on the budget.
Thank you, Lakeisha, for talking about the head of party. Now we're going to talk about the State of the Union address. The State of the Union address is an annual message delivered to Congress by the President of the United States, in which he describes the condition of the country, outlines the nation's most serious problems, and proposes his annual program of legislation.
Symbolic powers of the Oval Office. Just by showing up, the president brings attention, like news coverage, like him taking time to be there or speaking to people. They automatically don't listen to him.
I believe this because over and over in my 6 years in office, I have seen America at its best. I have no more campaigns to run.
Thank you for watching that movie.